Gentlemen, story in the Sun Chronicle about Plainville getting state money for green projects. I understand this is actually not something new, but talk about it.
The town has adopted the Green Communities Program almost 7 years ago. Town has actively gone after grants for improving buildings. Most of our money over the years, about $200,000 a year, has gone into the elementary schools for energy savings projects. That's what they fund under the Green Communities. And this year, we're going to continue the project that we started a couple of years ago of adding mini splits or individual temperature control into the classrooms at the school. One of the problems we've always faced is the way the schools were built. It's one size fits all. So regardless of whether your classroom faces north or faces south, the amount of heat being pumped into your classroom is the same. So some classrooms were frigid and other classrooms were overheated. So this is a way to bring the heat down in the building overall and then control the classrooms individually. Since these systems are both heat and air conditioning, it means that sometimes when we approach the latter part of the school year, dropping the temperature in certain classrooms is very important. So this is what we're going to use the money to continue to do.
I would assume, Jeff, that receiving state grants like this are very important because CIP projects, there's only so much money available.
That's right. There is only so much. And when we can get a source that we've been able to tap for 3 or 4 years now of considerable money that helps us green up our most expensive buildings to operate, and also, besides saving us money, make those classrooms more functional more of the time. So in the wintertime, people aren't miserable because it's too cold. In the summertime, and especially as we look to do more programs in those buildings in the summer, this is going to be essential that we can have air conditioning in those classrooms.
The school, air conditioning, heat, some people might say, that doesn't seem like green energy by any means. How does it fit in?
Well, the mini splits are more efficient.
Okay.
Right now
So it's about efficiency.
It's about efficiency, or you wouldn't get the grant.
Okay.
So the system that we have now just pumps in massive amounts of heat, whether it's needed or not, because you have to. They aim for the lowest common denominator, so we've got to keep the coldest classroom warm. Unfortunately, depending upon which way the classroom faces, whether they're getting sunlight or how long they get sunlight, has created some inequities. Some classrooms are freezing while other classrooms are boiling. And we just can't have that. So the goal would be to bring the whole building heating unit down to hold at a minimum temperature, let's say 55 degrees. So we wouldn't freeze pipes, and that if we weren't using a classroom, we wouldn't be pumping anything into it, heat or air conditioning. But if we're using the classroom, then the individual teacher would have control over the thermostat. And I think that's sort of important for comfort, teaching efficiency, and as we all know, it's warmer sooner than it used to be when perhaps we were in school. And we're sending kids into school and the temperature in the classroom is above 90 degrees. That's not conducive to learning, it's not comfortable, and maybe perhaps in some cases not healthy. So putting the money there is good for all.
Brian hasn't been around for 7 years. You've been around for 7 years. What are some of the past projects you've done with this grant money?
Well, we have replaced a couple of the boilers, I think, to more efficient units in general, and the splits. I think we also did something around insulation. I can't remember precisely what it was. Hot water tanks. Sorry, it was or another one.
Yeah.
So we've targeted everything, starting with the big stuff, the boilers and the hot water, and now the mini splits. And really, the idea is to operate it more efficiently, save money because you don't have to heat everything from the lowest common denominator up to some temperature, and get a more comfortable building you can use more months.